Hello, welcome to Big Open Door Media Makers. I'm your host, Michelle Lee, and we're here today with Aspen and Jesse to talk to us about their experience at the Boston climate strike.
Hi, my name is Aspen, as you already stated, Michelle. I'm in the 6th grade up here school, and my background in media really started with my local cable TV show called The Guy Report, where I help co-host, film, and edit for it.
I'm Jesse, I go to Heath, and I'm in 7th grade. And I don't really have any background in media before Big, but while I didn't have a background in media, I did have a background in storytelling. And I love telling stories through my music and through my writing. And I was curious about how I could tell stories through digital media, and I jumped at the chance to do this project with my good buddy Aspen.
So tell us more about your project and why you got involved.
So me and my mother were already going to go to the September 20th climate strike, which is what the documentary is based on. And so I had the idea to film it and maybe make like an educational video or a documentary on it. And then one thing led to another, and I wanted to participate with this with my good friend Jesse. And then.
Well, when I first started going to Heath, which was this year, they didn't have a environmental club like Pierce did. So I thought this would be a good opportunity for me to connect the schools through environmental clubs and And while we didn't have an environmental club, we did have lots of young leaders who are very passionate about fighting climate change.
That's great. So now let's take a look at the video that you guys created.
It may seem impossible to pull the emergency brake, and yet that is what we have to do. But right now, I think there is an awakening going on. Even though it is slow, the pace is picking up and the debate is shifting. This is thanks to a lot of different reasons, but it is a lot because of countless of activists, and especially young activists. Activism works.
And I am so proud that you folks are out here saying enough is enough, get off your keisters, and get to work now getting it done.
Why do you think young people are stepping up their role in climate change activism?
Well, for one, this is going to affect us most of all when we're moving into new places and there's going to be more floods, and it's really our generation that's going to be hit by the most in 11 years. It's going to be our prime time that's going to get devastated by climate change.
Looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
So I first read about them while reading the newspaper. I saw that they went into Nancy Pelosi's office. They did this sort of direct democratic action to raise awareness of the Green New Deal, to get young people involved in this process, to push awareness and push action to fight the climate.
And I'm going to ask you a few questions about the climate strike. Is that okay?
Yes.
Why are you striking against climate change?
I think it's a very big issue today, and it needs to be reversed, and I think there's a sense of urgency that our current politicians are not addressing.
The things that we have the most control over are extracting and then burning fossil fuels. And so we burn gasoline in our cars. We burn natural gas or oil in our homes to heat them. And we burn coal and natural gas and sometimes oil in power plants for electricity.
One, I think we need to transition our energy system to one that is renewable, one that does not burn carbon and put it into the atmosphere. I think we also need to change the way we do things. I think we need to consume less energy. I think we need to consume less resources.
How long do you think that we have to fix this?
I believe that we have 10 or 11 years. That's not very long.
So I think we're realizing that we are the generation that needs to speak up and that we need to stand up for what's right.
What are some other things you can do to help reverse the course of climate change?
There are actions and politicians we can talk to all over the state, all over the country. One of the ways people can get more involved is by joining Sunrise Movement, which I'm here representing. And just by getting involved with that, you learn all the different things going on, what politicians to talk to, what actions are available, what petitions to sign, all of those, just to get we need more people and more bodies and stepping up to leaders saying this needs to be a change. So that's one of the ways you can get more involved.
Welcome back. Aspen and Jesse, that was amazing. Are you guys passionate about climate issues?
I can speak for myself. I am very passionate about climate issues. I've participated in multiple science fairs that have regarded climate issues that me and my mom actually started, and I have the Guy Report, which touches on climate issues in this world.
Like Aspen, I'm very passionate in climate issues, and I really hope that this video will make an impact in future generations when fighting climate change.
Mm-hmm.
Going off of that, what kind of impact do you want to make with this video?
I hope to influence a lot of other youth, be it to say like they have a voice, and climate change is to kind of get that climate change is out there, that it's like it's an important issue that we face today and that needs to be stopped, and I really just want to get that out and kind of make that like a present issue and stop ignoring that, because we only have about 10 years until the effects of it are irreversible. And I think that we need to really step up, and I feel that this video will impact some people and their thought about that.
I hope that it will inspire youth everywhere to step up their role in climate change activism, and it'll inspire schools to make environmental clubs and to recruit more members for programs like this.
Did anything anyone said in the interviews really stand out to you guys?
Well, for one, there was a boy in the interview who said that it's going to be our generation, who's mainly affected, and it's going to be our prime time. I think that he's completely right, because climate change is going to be at the point of no return in 10 years now. It's 2020. In 10 years, it'll be at the point of no return, and that's going to be our adulthood that's going to be hit the most by it. It's going to be our generation that's going to be the most impacted by it.
I would have to agree with Jesse. Mm-hmm.
Do you believe that your video will help inspire other youth to step up their role in climate activism?
I would say yes. I felt that we put together a very strong documentary that was very inspiring.
I believe that this will help you. I believe that this will help people everywhere, and that our video sends a very strong message to youth everywhere. I don't know what they're gonna do next, but I sincerely hope that they step up their role in climate change activism.
Yeah.
And what have you learned from the process of creating this project?
I have learned that youth like us have a voice in changing the world, in every single major change, youth has been at the front lines. For instance, the Children's March in Birmingham, the
Greta Thunberg fighting against climate change actually right now too.
Yeah, and people like us have been making videos and educating people about climate change and that it is real and the possible timeline that we have for climate change.
I completely agree with Jesse on the topic, and I also think that we learned how to film and edit, make a documentary or an educational video, and I feel like that's a priceless skill to learn, and I hope to continue with making more.
What was it like bringing all that equipment out to a protest?
It was, first, we took the T there. We saw a lot of protesters there too. We got some footage of the protesters on the train. We didn't show any, but it was actually kind of hectic on the train, and all of the equipment was a little bit heavy, so it was an experience to kind of head over to the climate strike and bring the equipment, and it was interesting to see how people kind of looked at the equipment and were like, oh, what's that for? And it was just nice to document such an important strike that happened.
Yeah. It really gave me a sense of awareness of how people like us can film an event that happened in Boston and share it with everyone.
And make like a chain, yeah.
Can you talk about the technical aspects of how you shot and edited the video?
Well, we used one camera for interviewing. One of us stood behind it. There's people next to us like cueing the interviewers.
And we had someone on sound who did not interview, and then he would also cue us. And it was, editing-wise, I'm not actually sure the platform that we used for it, linking on that, but it was interesting to put together the film that we caught. I feel that next time though, we should have already went to the climate strike with a plan of what we wanted for the documentary instead of just filming all of people when the climate strike, because we had to funnel down a lot of information and see which was the best.
And last of all, do you have a next project in mind?
We've been brainstorming a couple. Do you want to share them?
Yeah, we're thinking All Lives Matter versus Black Lives Matter as the next project, because not a lot of people are educated in this subject. They think that all lives matter. They think that Black Lives Matter implies that all lives don't matter too. There's an implicit too at the end of that statement.
And yeah, I was say that too.
Well, thank you so much for being here. It was great learning about your first documentary, and can't wait to see the next one. Thanks for watching. If you're interested in learning how to make media or want to have your voice heard, come down to BIG at 46 Tappan Street or visit our website.